Hi, and welcome to Real Raw Talk, where we keep it real and raw. I am your host, Vanetta Farai, and this is my co-host, Michael.
Hi, Zen Michael Dyer. And how you guys doing?
Good.
These are our guests. They got to introduce themselves. Please do.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hey, I'm Anthony G.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you for coming.
That's right. So we're going to get started here. The first question of the day is, does it really matter who makes the first move? Let me elaborate just a little. We as women, we feel shy about that, but if we see a guy that we like, is that okay? Is that acceptable? What's your take on that?
I don't have a problem with a woman making the first move. I do think sometimes it may go against her best interest if she makes the first advance, like she sets up dates and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Especially if she wants a man who wants to take lead and stuff like that. But if she wants to take initiative in getting my attention or meeting me, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think women do that anyways. They get in your vicinity, they find a reason to talk to you, like, some silly reason.
Yeah.
Where I know you from? Little stuff like that.
What do you think, Kristen? If you see this guy, he's really hot, he's like not saying anything to you, maybe he smiles, maybe you get a little eye contact. Do you think it's okay for you to just say,
I think it can be okay, but I personally, I'm a little more traditional, I like to, and I think I like the suspense of just like wondering, like, what are we, like, we're vibing, I can tell we're smiling at each other, but I'm like, I still wonder in my head, like, does he, find me attractive, or, is he, like, is it enough for him to pursue me? And I feel like I have to see that, it's almost like ambition to me, like, it's like, he's ambitious if he wants to, like, really take the moves to, like, go after in pursuit of me, so I feel like I'm attracted to that type of guy, so I would wait.
Somebody who's aggressive then, pretty much.
I wouldn't say aggressive, because that's a big term.
Okay.
But I would say, like, because I think I like more of a subtle approach. I typically like to, like, have the suspense going. Like we can have a cool conversation first, but I don't want to know at the bat, like, hey, like, you look good, like, let's start talking. Because then I feel like that's a little too much for me. Right. That's just me personally, but yeah.
So would you do something subtle to get his attention?
I probably would subconsciously. I think I'm more subconscious, where it's just like I just will have a natural, way of doing things. Whether it's, if I know I'm gonna run into him wearing something that I feel like is a little more than just casual. not necessarily like too revealing, because you also don't want to over it. I'm more of a classy type, so I'll just be. But it's gonna be subtle. You won't know if I'm feeling you, basically.
Right.
So I want to just see, if you.
I like the fact that you said you won't know that.
Yes.
Because that's the thing with a lot of guys. I've learned the telltale signs.
Yeah.
I think I've kind of good at that, but a lot of guys don't know.
Yeah.
Like, a girl could be making eye contact for like more than 2 seconds,
and they just don't.
And they don't get the hint. So what's like some ways that you would subtly show that you're interested?
I think that I think a lot of times, like, I'm naturally like a jokey type of person, but I think I for sure like my sense of humor to be more like apparent when I'm in a conversation with someone that I'm, attracted to. But then at the same time, sometimes I think I also shy away from that, so I can just try to see what they're, like, again, like, see if they want to pursue and engage in conversation with me first, and then I'll subtly kind of like show up. So I don't know, it's kind of different. I haven't really paid too much attention to the ways that I operate, but it's.
What do you think? What do you think, Michael?
That's a hard one.
Do you think it matters?
I'm old school.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the fact is that we chase the women.
Okay.
But at the same time, from my spiritual principles of understanding life, I understand the fact is that if a woman see a man that she's interested in, can she just meet him? Can she say, hello, how you doing? I like you. Can we go have coffee together? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I don't think it's anything wrong with
I think it may work against her interest if she initiates in advance,
Why,
like
though?
getting coffee.
Why?
Because if she wants the man to take the lead, and she already set a precedent of her taking the lead.
When you say take the lead, what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
Like him taking initiative of setting dates.
Why does he have to take the initiative, though?
some women like that. I know a lot of women like that.
Oh, he's just doing it because women like it.
A lot of women, most women I've come in contact with, they'd rather the man take initiative.
Do you think it's the hunter and the man? I've heard that term that the men want to be the hunters, that they're the hunters. Do you think it's that preference from the male standpoint?
I would like to initiate the first meetings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Why?
That's just why.
Why though?
I just feel like that sets the precedence of the relationship and me being a natural, me being a natural man in the relationship.
You say that's the man's role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Kristen,
exactly.
you had something.
I feel, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say it like that, but
that's
I feel
what
like
he was saying.
I feel like it's more natural for the man to take the lead, and I find out women like that more. I find out women respond to that better.
Why you say it's natural though? I mean, it
Same
seems like it's a learned behavior.
It is learned behavior. It is conditioning. Mm-hmm. But not all conditionings are counterproductive. I find that when we fight some of these conditionings, I mean, we've been conditioned that way for a reason. These have worked, and when we fight it, then we're all confused. Right. Then we're not getting the results that we think we should have. I don't know. That's a good question. But that's just what I've seen works, and that's what I hear women say to me.
What I would love, my idea of seeing with a woman is that we meet each other halfway. She show interest, I show interest. Not just me pursuing her like, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna like her. I'm pursuing this woman as if she's a prize. I mean, she may not be a prize. Maybe we end up being friends. Maybe we end up being best buds. I think we automatically just think that it's gonna jump into a relationship. The way I hear you talking, sound like, oh, we're gonna pursue each other and she's gonna be my woman. And that's more like an object rather than she's a human being. Maybe, from a spiritual point of view, I think that people come in your life for a reason.
I'm objectifying her?
No. I think men.
Oh,
I think we all, I think men in general, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the part of the thing. Go ahead, you want to jump in?
Oh no, I mean I have a lot to say about it, but I just but I was just gonna say earlier that I think that it's just very subjective because it really depends on the person. But I think that the normal response to that is like how you said, like the whole men are hunters thing, that it could be ingrained into the process. But I think it's become very subjective, and it just depends on like how you if I want to take it real deep, but just like how you were brought up and what you were exposed to, and that kind of determines how you end up like pursuing. As you get older, how you end up going about your pursuits and relationships. But back to what you were saying, you mentioned right now you were just talking about something in particular that I had an idea about.
About meeting each other halfway?
About meeting each other halfway, and about how men pursue, women, but how you could really just be friends, and how you could like kind of start off naturally like that. Like that's kind of what I was saying in my approach. I prefer to not really like put out the whole like enchilada. I don't want nobody coming at me like, hey, I'm like almost propositioning me like, hey, like I like you, I feel you, you fine, whatever. Like I'm wondering if we could pursue something like a relationship, but like how about let's just like have a casual conversation and see if it goes there naturally, like organically type. And so I think that's more of the lines that you're talking about.
Yeah, because back in the day when I grew up, most of the songs I listened to was more pursuing a woman, like just role playing. Hey, mom, you looking nice. Look at that. I like your hair. The outfit looking real sweet. Damn, girl.
Yeah, see that? That's out.
Well, back in the day, though, if you listen to songs, it's like always and forever.
But
always with you.
But this is what I want to say, guys. This is what I want to say.
Let me finish. The fact is, I'm trying to say is that very rare that you will meet somebody, just a man and a woman meet each other.
Yeah.
Mutual respect, and just say, hey, my name is David.
Hi, David.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, how's it going?
Would you like to go have some tea?
Yeah, that would be creepy. That would be very creepy.
No, for example, I go to my boy.
Total
what's up,
stranger,
David?
total
and then
stranger.
You want to shoot some balls sometimes?
Right.
You want to shoot some balls sometimes?
Right.
I mean, I see you play, right?
Yeah.
If the setting,
If a total stranger came up to me like that, I'd be really creeped out. Really creeped out.
I'm not trying to pick him up. I mean, in fact, if two guys met, we don't like, what I'm going to say to him. Like, hey, dude, I see you hooping on the court the other day. You want to hoop? I hoop a little bit.
Right.
We got a team.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it's all fake.
Well, men are more gregarious with other men, but I'm talking about male-female relationships, it might be somebody that you really like, okay? Naturally, men are visual, so they're gonna look at her first like, oh man, I'd like to talk to her, I'd like to get to know her. I mean, it's like, well, men are visual. Men are visual. You tell me, you're a man. Men are visual, right? Right? Men are visual.
Yeah, we are.
So
visual.
that's the first attraction.
Give
We
us
know
an example.
that.
What do you mean?
Well, I want to give you another example.
Okay,
I want to
please
give
do.
you an example of the shy guy. Okay, like me, for example. I remember when I was back in college, some men are just shy.
Yeah.
And they can appreciate the woman making the first move. So
Yeah.
I've heard men say, hey, I like that, you know,
Yeah.
because they don't want to get rejected either. They've got feelings, you know, so they're taking the chance, but they're known to be the bold chance takers, right? Anyway, there's this guy, I used to see him every day. We didn't have class together, and we would lock eyes, literally. He would stare at me every time he saw me. I would stare back at him, and I'm like, come on, speak, say something. You know? Never got past first base. Both of us were. I'm thinking he's the man. He should make the first move. And he's thinking, I would love to, but I'm too shy. Can you say something to me?
Right.
So there's that example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
So what happened? How did it turn out?
Never, nothing happened.
See, that's the trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact is, that could have been your soulmate, but you playing that freaky game.
I don't think he could have.
So it is.
The guy's supposed to make the move and do what he's thinking, man, you know what?
I was
I'm a
way
little
shy back then. It
But
wasn't
the point
gonna
is,
happen.
Like, we missed on opportunities. I think that's crazy.
Right, so that's why I say, like, even in that situation, I think when you hear it make the move, the first move, you think like, okay, pursue. So
Right.
as opposed to like the friendship thing, it's like, okay,
We're
let's
talking
tone this down a
pursue.
little bit in our
Yeah.
mind and say, okay, pursue can also mean like just initiate a conversation in terms of like, hey, how's it going? Like,
Right.
oh, how long have you been going to school here?
Right,
or like,
right,
you
yeah.
know, like, hey, I'm looking for, I don't know, but just like kind of being natural about it and being like, you know, just interested in the person.
And then it depends on the circumstances. Obviously, if you're in class together, you're in college, it's like, hey, Anthony, you want to get together and study? You know, then it's easy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
You wanna
Because
study.
now I broke the ice. You see?
Yeah.
What you want to
But
study?
have you ever experienced where you
Say
had
again,
that?
what you just
I
said?
said, what you want to study?
You just kind of what you want to study.
We got two different
But
majors.
we
Yeah, I'm majoring.
You know?
Majoring all of
You in biochemistry, I'm a theater. What we gonna study? You know?
This is what I want to say. We women always have these bold friends. You know, these bold women they're not afraid, you know, and so we hide behind them, and they can be our allies, right? I remember, I'll tell you a true story. There was this guy that I worked indirectly with, meaning I worked in the office, he was in and out of the office, right? So I told my girlfriends, my bold girlfriend at the job, you know, how I felt, my other girlfriend. They got together when the guy was present and said to him, hey, there's somebody here who likes you. And he's all flattered, he's looking around, you know, like, okay. And so later we did get together, they did help me. And he told me later, he said, I knew it was you, Vanetta, because you had this blank expression on your face. So there's those incidences, you know, where I never would have walked up to him and said, hey, like you said, can we go have coffee or
Why not?
something, you know?
Yeah,
Why not?
I wouldn't think that you wouldn't, though. To be honest, like but I guess it's so different. Like how when it comes down to someone that we really like are attracted to, then we get
No, when it's okay. When it comes to business, I'm head on.
Yes.
You know, but when it comes to relationships, oh, I'm a mouse.
So that's a little something to explore too, though.
I
I
won't
think
Explain
that.
that. Explain that.
I can, because I can be bold in business where I'm making my money. You know, I have to. I have to be aggressive. You know what I mean? But when it comes to relationships, with me personally, it's the fear of rejection. I never assume that you're single. I never assume you're single, even though I think, oh, he looks pretty good. You know, I'd like to get to know him. I always think that you're either married or in a relationship. Because and I don't want you to tell me. I even had one girlfriend go up to this guy that I liked and said, okay, I want you to ask him, what's his name, how old is he, and if he's married. And she went right up to him and asked him in that order. Of course, it's like I'm totally embarrassed, right? You know, but it's like, you know, that's what we want to know, but we're not. We're not like those bold women, right, Kristen?
It's so sad,
Right?
though.
I gotta talk,
It is
but I want to
sad.
hear what you
Right.
want to say.
No, it's so
because
sad that every time a man and woman meet, it has to be about relationship,
three.
either having sex or being my man or my woman. Never about friendship, and that's probably why the divorce rate is so high.
Well, the best
Because
relationships
even hearing what
start.
you just said just now, like, wow, why
Wow.
can't you meet somebody like, you know, we can go in business because you're a female. I think hopefully it's changed. That's like the old paradigm where you know, it got to be about sex, about love. It can't be about this is a human being who may have something very valuable to bring to the table. And we don't have that. So to me, I think I was born in the wrong time.
Well, no, but Michael, the best relationship starts off as friends first. You got to get to know each other.
No, Bruce, say what? It starts off as friends
Well,
first.
what do you think? Do you think that they start off as friends first, the best relationship?
Romantic relationships start
Yes,
off as friends?
yeah, friends first. Isn't that the best relationships? You start off as friends, keep it real.
I'm always real. You ain't gotta tell me that. I'm Anthony G. You know me. You know I keep it real. It's 50-50 because a lot of times if I meet a woman and we become friends in another setting without the romantic motivator, then I'm like, okay, I'm more open to being friends, but I'm not open to meeting random people just becoming friends. I mean, them all friends.
I heard women.
He's keeping it real.
I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be your friend.
And men will say that quicker than women.
Same, yeah.
I've said that. I don't want no friends.
Man, you know, they get mad when you throw the friend word.
Okay,
I'm like,
really?
Because like I said, I'm on the pursuit. It's not like I'm on a pursuit for friendships, but it's just like, okay, yes, if I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. Let's just keep that, let's just, we can admit that, but it's also just like, let's just go through an organic process of just getting to know each other and then see if this is what you want to sign up for.
Because there's this thing called the friend zone.
Yes, that's what I said. The friend zone.
We're trying to avoid the friend
zone. Yep.
And usually when a woman puts you, I'm not saying you, there are some exceptions.
It's cool.
Usually when a woman puts you in the friend zone, you're not getting out that friend zone. It's almost like when you meet a woman, you categorize her. Like, okay, could this be casual? Could this be serious? Can I take her serious? It's like women do the same thing when they meet you.
So you don't want to be in the friend zone?
Yeah.
No guy wants to be in the friend zone if they like the girl.
Because what? We want coochie, don't we?
It's not just about that.
That's the only thing a friend is again.
Material.
What else could it be?
See, he just said she might be wife
material. But for me, it's just
a friend seems to me to be something that lasts longer than most relationships.
Yes.
I've had more friends that last longer than a relationship than some. The stuff you guys are talking about, it lasts longer than my best friend been with me forever, and yet I've seen her go with different guys over and over. So I'm looking at it here, what you guys are saying. It's like, what you're telling me really don't last. Friendship lasts longer than most relationships.
Because you know why?
Why is that?
Because of different responsibilities that you put on your significant other than on your friends.
I love that. And the responsibility is different. How? Explain to us. The responsibility
money,
of a mate?
Sex. Okay, friends, you get with your friends when you get with your friends. Your mate, you are obligated to spend a significant amount of time.
And that's probably why it doesn't work. It's too much demand.
Yeah, when you feel obligation, it's automatically out. Like,
but relationships do need nurturing, and some women do need, that's their love language. They need time. They need quality time.
Right, they do. But then it's like, that's why the communication is always a vital thing to have up front. Like, okay, let's communicate and understand what certain things look like. Because I've had guys talk about how they need their time and space, and like how women kind of need to understand that doesn't mean that I'm rejecting you, but that just means that so it's almost like it's just best to have you don't want to go into a relationship where you feel like okay, let me go into this because this guy's going to supply this and me, and this, for me. But you want to go into it saying like, what can I offer to a relationship?
Exactly, and that's a good point.
It's going to be interdependent, where we can both be asking like, asking ourselves, what can I offer, to a relationship. So.
I like her.
So do you think that men and women can be friends? And let me just, before you answer that, I had a bad experience. I had a really good friend who I loved so much. We talk on the phone for hours, but I was not attracted to him like a boyfriend. So when he broke up with his girlfriend and we knew each other for so long, then here he comes. So it's usually one or the other that is like, okay, this is gonna be my friend for now, but I'm looking for something else. I have that ulterior motive. And so we eventually kind of drifted apart. And that just really broke my heart because I loved him as a friend. So, but sometimes they don't want to be a friend to me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think men and women can meet as friends. There's always some...
You don't think what?
I don't think men and women can meet as friends. There's always some type of motivator beyond just being a friend.
That's a good point. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and conclude this segment. I'm not sure maybe it's okay if the guy is shy. Maybe it's okay if the guy is shy. And maybe not if he's not shy. Okay? You just got to play it by ear. I would say just get in a setting where you can just say, you know, like Michael said, can we have coffee? But thank you so much for watching. That's going to end this show. And hey, if no one has told you they love you today, we love you.